Welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with your friends and get your gaming goodness every Saturday at 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. I'm Dylan White. Joining me on the couch, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, how you going today?
Absolutely fantastic. With all this leg room, what jokes did you and Cherie make last week? Look at all the room I can make on the starfishing and whatever else is going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is a lot of room.
There is a lot of room.
We ordered a very big couch. It was
we did because we assumed there would be we thought there would be 3 to 4 people on every episode.
Yeah, schedules.
Yeah. Now there's just 2 people for 2 weeks in a row. R.I.P. Anyway, on the show this week, we will be discussing Sonic going very fast, Valve revealing its VR headset finally, Fortnite returning, well, wasn't that really gone? Avengers returning to Fortnite with an endgame event, and Borderlands 3 finally having its gameplay revealed. Was it exciting? Stay tuned to find out. But first, jump into a weird but interesting story. So, one of the people behind, or the person behind, I couldn't actually figure out if there's like how many's on the team, but nonetheless, person that worked on A Dark Room, which was a game that was released for Switch recently, had snuck something into the game, which has led it to be pulled from the Switch store. It's kind of a interesting and weird story that's happening. So this comes from IGN. It says Nintendo pulled a game from the eShop on April 26th after it was known that creator of A Dark Room snuck in a code editor for players to use it. It says Rajan, I think it's how you say it, posted his announcement of the secret editor being hidden in the game, which is used through the programming language Ruby, and said it was meant for people to create apps through the Nintendo Switch. So I think straight away you can understand why Nintendo, when they found out that this was in the game, pulled it, because they obviously don't want people being able to code on their system, because that could potentially, for all they know, lead to piracy and all these sorts of things issues that they don't like. Yeah, security issues. Who knows? Like, there's obviously a reason they don't want this on there, and I think there's an up-tube amount of reasons you could think of, from piracy to security issues to things that, like, there's certain things that would be cool to obviously have there that people would like emulators and homebrew and this sort of stuff, but they don't want that stuff on there for obvious reasons. So there's a reason it was probably pulled very fast. Rajan, do you reckon I'm saying this right? Rajan?
I have no idea.
J-A-N. Anyway, they said in a quote, "Last week I released A Dark Room to Nintendo Switch. Within the game, I also shipped a Ruby interpreter and code editor as an Easter egg." I don't think it's really an Easter egg, but it says, he explained this Easter egg effectively turns every consumer spec Nintendo Switch into a Ruby machine. The only 2 steps users had to follow after purchasing the game was to connect a USB keyboard and press the squiggle key. What do you call that key?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. It's like that little squiggle one, like under your escape key. I know it's probably got a name, but I've never actually thought. I have never in my life.
Tiled, Tilde.
Tiled? Sure, tiled.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments where I'm like, as I was reading that, I'm like, never in my life have I had to say that out loud.
No.
You know, it's never actually happened. Anyway, press the tiled key, sure. To get into the coder, Rajan also asked in his post for Ruby and game developers to please boost. Blah, 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 blah. So it says, this is the intent of ADR's Easter egg, to show the next generation that magic does exist in the world, that you can create something from nothing. ADR presents a product that's successful. It isn't 3D, it's barely 2D, but the player still has a wonderful time. Blah, 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 blah. So they wrote this post basically saying that they included it in the game because they wanted adults to rediscover their love for coding and younger people to discover coding. Is basically what what was saying. So then, after it was pulled, publisher for Dark Room Circle Entertainment came to find out that it was pulled, and then gave a statement to Eurogamer saying, "We're liaisoning with Nintendo to clarify on the next steps, and we'll deal with the matter accordingly. They are regretful circumstances, and we apologize for the issue. We have always worked hard to carefully follow Nintendo's process and terms throughout our history of publishing with DSiWare, 3DS eShop, Wii U eShop, and Nintendo Switch eShop, and we're sorry that there has evidently been an issue with this title." Rajan said his reason for putting in the secret room code to begin was an attempt to capture the magic of coding in its pure form. It went on to say, having. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I can't fucking lost it somewhere. But he basically apologized and regrets he hadn't actually done it. Nonetheless, they say that he downplayed the abilities of the code editor, saying all someone can really do is draw lines, squares, labels, and play the sounds from within the game, along with letting you detect if a Joy-Con is pressed down to manipulate the lines. But he cannot even render an image. So he's like, yeah, but like it's not a big deal. Like you can't really do anything in it. Like, I'm sorry, but I hope it didn't mess up too much. I've seen some people being like, of course, there's the sane and the roaring up crowd. So some of the comments are a bit like, damn Nintendo, like why would you do this? They done nothing. You know what I mean? Like there's obviously that crowd. But yeah, what interesting story nonetheless. What do you make of it? Such a weird thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a smart thing to do. Obviously, adding something that adds an editor or something that you don't disclose to the platform you're revealing it to, or mentioning it possibly to your publishing partner. I mean, that seems like a kind of a dick move. Yeah, but it doesn't seem to like really do much from what they said. You just create a few lines and that sort of thing. So, I mean, it doesn't sound like it's... that could just be him playing it down, like to make it sound not as bad as it could potentially be. But yeah, not a smart thing to do. And just should have thought it through a bit more. Obviously, he says somewhere in this article that it was a last minute thing. But
yeah, just like for shits and giggles, let's add this in.
Yeah,
it's very weird. I just laughed because as I scroll to the bottom of the IGN story, the top comment or the most recent comment on my page, it says 5 hours ago, just says, "What an idiot." Kind of made me laugh a little bit. I was like, it's like, no offense, but bit of an idiotic move, right? And I'm sure this person could even admit that to themselves now. Bit of a stupid move for sure here. Why you'll do this and risk your own future as a developer and risk your own game, and money and all these sorts of things, because now it's got pulled from the store, obviously. But then why you would also risk the relationship with your publisher by sneaking something like this in that just as a bit of a joke, I don't really know. I don't know how you could really, without being really drunk or something, think that this is a fun idea that you should really just do. But nonetheless, Nintendo acted very swiftly once they found out. And it's quite funny too, because they must have thought they were so in the right, or it wouldn't be a big issue, because they were tweeting like, people retweet this so everyone knows, kind of like spread the word type of thing. And then of course the word got spread and Nintendo was like, excuse me, what?
Yeah.
Let's take this down. And it's interesting too, because the game was getting good reviews for the most part.
Well, it's been on iOS and App Store for
a while,
2013. So obviously finding a different kind of audience.
Yeah, the most recent ones I've been reading from the Switch port, where a new audience is discovering it. Yeah, people have been saying it's really good, and I was even last week I was reading a Switch review for it, and I was like, yeah, I might want to give this a go. And guess what? I can't. Because you stuck a fucking editor into your thing. Because anyway, I would like to play your game if you ever get it back up on the Switch store. Interesting, weird. Sorry,
I mean, and that's also not how Easter eggs work. Someone else is meant to find them. Yeah,
it's like the anti-Easter egg. Just tweet out where they are. Imagine if Corey Barlow like God of War published. Very impatient, yeah.
That's not how the Easter Bunny works. He doesn't go around pointing out where he's hidden all the eggs.
If only he did, my childhood would have been a lot easier.
Yeah. He just goes down to the park and starts pointing out where all the eggs are for kids. Much easier.
Okay. So from that weird story to another weird story. Sonic the Hedgehog finally got its first trailer. It dropped last night as of recording at the moment. And myself and Ash, did a reacts to it. Had a good old laugh. Now, we've sat on it for about 24 hours, Ash. Yeah. Or nearly 24 hours, I guess. How are you feeling?
I feel like people are beating up this film a little bit. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but people are like going a bit hyperbolic, calling it the worst thing ever and that sort of thing. But
That's how the internet is, though.
That is how the internet works.
People start piling on something as a joke, and then people continue piling on and piling on and piling on, and
so
all of a sudden they forget people make the thing.
I think we're gonna have to see this movie despite people.
And well, that's the thing. The reason I don't feel too bad is like laughing about it and talking a bit of crap in our thing is because it's like that's a reacts video and you're getting my initial impressions, like if they're good or bad, and that's kind of the point of the video, and it exists within the video. But then I think some people have been doing nothing but just hot takes. Yeah. Hot takes to the point of
cold takes, I guess.
Redundancy. Really? It's like gets
if
quite
everybody's
ridiculous.
got the same take, it's not really a hot take, is it?
It's not funny anymore. It's like that you got to get in that first hour for something like Sonic, you know? Got to get in while it's going and good. But I wake up after sleeping. I go to bed that night. I wake up next morning. People still making the same fucking jokes, but different accounts. And I'm like, no, you missed the bus on this one. Just calm down. Get back. Go back home.
I know.
You can't hang around this one for too long. So as far as video game movies go, I'd say it obviously doesn't look anything like the video game itself. It doesn't really represent.
Doesn't it? There's a blue hedgehog, and he's got shoes, and he runs, and there are rings in the movie.
He's not collecting
gold rings. Well, you don't know. He could be collecting them. You know? And there's a guy in a red suit with a mustache and small sunglasses.
Yep.
And there's also grass. There is grass in this film. And also trees. There's trees in both.
You're right.
And I don't know if you knew this. Gangsta's Paradise was the original theme song of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh my god. What I find so weird, and I can't remember if I said this after we was recording last night or before, because I said some stuff before and after, but like, did you ever watch that Sonic original, like the cartoon series it used to be on Cheese TV and these sorts of things?
Probably. He's always running around with chili dogs and stuff.
It was like just Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, going on adventures, fighting the bad guy. I can't remember. There's a combination of bad guys between Robotnik and some other ones and these sorts of things. But it was like they're in their own universe. Obviously, the way they look and the characters that they are make sense within the universe that they exist in. And no one's like, what the fuck are you? Like, 'cause it's just...
Yeah.
They exist in their own universe. Kind of like Pokemon, right? No one's running around in Pokemon going, what the fuck? The only part that makes anyone in the trailer go, what the fuck, is the fact that Pikachu can talk. But no one's running around like, well, these weird monsters, it's just the creatures exist in that world, right? But for some reason, they've done the very stereotypical thing with this movie that I don't like, which is, it's always like the weird creature and then the human has the whole, what are you? And then they have a whole back forth for explaining and blah, blah, blah. By the end of the movie, they're friends and... I'm sure at one stage one of them gets captured, another one has to save the other one, and they become best friends forever. Blah 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 blah. Why wasn't it just set in a world where Sonic was just a character that exists, and then there's Robotnik that exists? You know what I'm saying? Well,
maybe that's what
these sorts of things.
I suspect that's kind of the end of the movie, that they end up in Sonic's world, and that's why we see the Dr. Robotnik at the end of the trailer that we see.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because if you look at the background of that, it doesn't look like anything.
It doesn't look like Earth or anything. That's my only hope, is that one shot at the end, really, for there being some weird Sonic stuff in this movie.
Jeez.
Because
wouldn't it be crazy if that last shot is like end credits?
Easter egg, it's end credit scene. Yeah, that'd be fucking annoying. Well, I would rather that. Like, I want, if they go for a ring and they go to like Sonic's world, that's more interesting to me than the whole typical crazy weird creature on Earth story that I've seen a million times over. But yeah, Jim Carrey they've got him as IMDb's as Dr. Ivo Robotnik, in case you're wondering if he's Dr. Robotnik or Dr. Eggman, which a lot of people have been wondering about, but it's apparently Robotnik. As we say in our reacts, it just looks like Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey, 90s Jim Carrey. Not really Robotnik. Yeah. But there is that last shot at the end where obviously he looks like Robotnik, and there's several shots throughout the trailer where he kind of, it seems that he starts out one way, and then by the end of the movie he's going to become the Robotnik we know. But then it's like, is that scene really in the movie, or is it fucking after credits scene? Because it would be trolly as if it's like some bullshit like that.
Yep.
Set up the Sonic and Knuckles movie that's coming next. It ain't gonna come. This movie ain't making that much money. But ultimately, doesn't look very good.
No.
I still will watch it because I will have a laugh nonetheless. I'm willing to admit that, and I will go watch it, if not only just to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing I've seen trailer for this year, so I suppose that's saying something somewhat. But if I watch it and I'm surprised and it's better than this trailer, because this trailer is also just edited weird and it's got weird music and whatever else is going on. So yeah, there's hope, I suppose, for it to be better than the full thing.
You know, if people can just get over the way Sonic looks, you know, yes, he's
That's
got human teeth.
If
he's got human teeth. It just adds the creepiness that I enjoy. Yes, apparently he doesn't have a butt. That's the thing people are upset about.
Really? I didn't see those.
Yeah. I watched the up, down reaction with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, and they had people complaining that they talked to off camera, say that's their issues with the movie, and that's why they're not going to see it.
Because he doesn't have a butt?
Yep.
That's a interesting take, I suppose.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Fuck him?
I think some people do. That's the problem.
That's their problem. Okay, well, fair enough.
Yeah.
In other gaming movie news, in case you're wondering, keeping up the countdown, we're 2 weeks away from Pikachu, so keep that going.
Detective Pikachu.
But also, we have a Saints Row movie coming. It's probably going to be directed by F. Gary Gray, who has most recently done Straight Outta Compton and Fast and Furious 8, or Fast 8. Furious 8. Whatever the fuck it was called. I don't even know at this stage. Furious 8. Yeah, apparently he's going to be directing a Saints Row movie. I don't know how the fuck you do a Saints Row movie, because Saints Row has no story, and it's literally just taken... Saints Row is like, you take GTA, they're like cool concept, people like fucking around in those games. Let's literally just take all of the story out of it, and by the time they got to the third game, there was like fucking aliens and all these sorts of weird shit going on. They just made it the most video gamey video game, you know? Like the story is just redundant. It's like a B movie type thing. So it just makes me wonder how exactly you turn that into a movie, other than making the movie some weird, crazy B movie, high budget B movie, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I have no idea. How do you... because the plots kind of get crazier as the series goes on. Where were they... Like, which game are they sort of setting it in?
Yeah.
Are they setting it in the freaking crazy Mr.
2.
President superhero game, or the one with all the dildos in it, or is it just the gang warfare one? That it was originally a GTA clone-esque game. Yeah.
But they moved away from that fast. So, but if they base it on the first one, where it's trying to be a GTA clone, then people will just be like, they couldn't get the license for Grand Theft Auto, so they basically made Grand Theft Auto but called it Saints Row.
Yeah, pretty much. Or they just go batshit crazy, like it's the last one. With everybody being superheroes and shit, yeah. Or is it just one person? One person.
I think it's everyone. I don't know. I didn't play it. I watched videos. That was enough for me.
But yeah, it seems like an odd choice. Because Straight Outta Compton would have been his last film, wasn't it?
Nah, Fast 8 or Furious 8, whatever it was.
Oh yeah, I guess. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Is he working on that? No, Justin Lin's coming back. So
yeah, Justin Lin's coming back. What do you want to watch? The movie or TV podcast?
Yeah,
fortnightly on the Explosion Week. But yeah, so Saints Row moves coming. We have a director. It's probably a couple of years away still, but
yeah,
I suppose
if it ever happens,
it probably get cancelled. Let's be honest. But there are a lot more video game movies coming. At least something's.
Well, and to be honest, got to adapt something.
If Pikachu comes out and does well, which we're presuming it does, like critically plus financially, it'll probably do well on both accounts. Get ready for a floodgate to be opened again with video game licenses.
Can't wait for that Digimon movie.
Fucking you. Maybe. Yeah.
Definitely. If it makes a lot of money that you don't think they're going to make a Digimon movie as soon as possible, freaking Yoko Watch movie. I don't even know what Yoko Watch is, but apparently it's a big deal. It's the new Pokemon, apparently.
I just reckon we're going to get a bunch more video game movies over the next couple of years, because like people, like people in these high blow studios that just wear suits all days and count figures, they look at Detective Pikachu, they'll see the amount of money it made, they'll go video game movie, they'll get on their phone and be like, what property is going to buy? What can we turn into a movie?
Well,
that's what's going to happen.
It's like after Hunger Games, all the just sci-fi
all the teen book
girl
stuff. Yeah, exactly. So I guarantee that's going to be happening. So get ready for that. All right. Talking about getting ready for stuff. Oculus Quest launch game list has been revealed and pre-orders are now up for the May 21st release. In case you don't know, that Oculus Quest is the cord-free, no
wireless.
PC required, no console required apart from your phone. You do have to have like a more up-to-date, obviously, phone for it to be able to work. So you can't have like an iPhone 3 or something like that. But I'm pretty sure, I don't have the exact specs in front of me, but I'm pretty sure if you've got anything from the, last couple of years, you should be fine on this. But there are going to be 2 models for it available for pre-order at the moment. The first one is 650 Australian dollars, and it's a 64 gigabyte model. And then for $7.99, there is a 128 gigabyte model. Before we jump into the launch game list for this thing, what do you reckon about the prices there, Ash?
The prices, I mean,
$650, $800.
I mean, it makes sense for a device that you don't need any other thing. That's pretty much the cost of a PS4 plus the VR headset, unit. So it's not terrible.
No,
I don't know how many games you're actually going to fit in there for 64 gig, but
I don't know either. I feel like if I was going to buy one, which
let me go have a look.
I'd probably just get the bigger one, I suppose. I'd probably just get the big one. Well, a lot of VR games are, 5, 10 gigabytes. So you could probably fit a decent amount on the 64 gigabyte one, and then a lot more on the 128. They're probably, but their sizes would be different depending. But the size models obviously make sense for what it's supposed to be, and they would have tested it and made those models for what it is. I'll say this before diving into the launch list. This is the most interesting for me personally, VR launch thing apart from PSVR. Because mostly I only really care about PSVR stuff that's happening, obviously, because that's what I've got. I care about what games are coming to that. I care about that headset evolving. I care about those Move controllers evolving. I'm not going to ever get an Oculus or a Vive, like proper units. And we're going to talk about a new VR headset that was just announced by Valve just after this story. But I don't really care too much about that one either, other than from an industry standpoint. But I'm not interested in buying any of those because A, they require a powerful PC. Then they involve hooking them up to your PC. So it's like, I already have to deal with hooking my VR headset up, my PSVR headset up. I don't want to deal with fucking hooking something else up to my PC. My PC already has 1,000,001 things, plugged into it as is. I really just don't want to deal with that full stop. So I'm not attracted to any of those things, no matter how good and how much better they can do fluid motion and tracking, and they look better than PSVR for certain games and these sorts of things. None of those things attract me at all. Oculus Quest, though, I want one. I'll say that right now. I do want one. And in fact, when the launch went up today, I was like, I was like, I don't have the money, but I fucking I got a credit card. I don't have
Can I write this off in some sort of way?
Can I write this off some way in some form of fashion? But there's 2 reasons I want one. It opens me up to being able to play games in the future that don't come to VR. Don't come to PSVR, sorry, right? If I had one of these. Now, we don't know for sure if all Oculus S or whatever games are going to be coming to or normal Oculus. We don't know if all those games will come to Quest because they have to make certain adjustments to the games for them to be playable in the Quest, because the Quest doesn't have a camera tracking it, right? It all works off. I don't know how it works, actually. It's magic, to be completely honest.
Magic.
It's fucking magic. But it doesn't have a camera tracking it and these sorts of things. So there's slight adjustments that games need to be able to be played on it. So, but still, I would be opening up. It's like owning an Xbox now, I don't use it that much, but it's there for when there's exclusives and these sorts of things, right? But then I'd also just love it because if I could wake up or like just be like, I want to play like 30 minutes or even 20 minutes of Beat Saber, I would fucking take this thing places and like show people, you know, like it would be the best VR headset to own, to be able to take around and show people VR. Because I don't need to take a PlayStation. I don't need to take pack up my PlayStation, pack up all these cords, pack up the fucking VR headset. There's like so much shit you have to bring if you're wanting to ever show someone what VR's like. But this thing, it's all you need. Just take that along with your phone. There you are. You're set. You go for it. And it's at a high quality. It's going to have a lot of games on it. A lot of people will probably scream, yeah, there's already that fucking Samsung one or whatever, your vibes and whatever that's happening. But it's just not the same to me. It's not the same quality. It doesn't have all the games, but this does. So let's run. I want to run through the games here. Well, we'll skip some, I suppose.
I will point out that Beat Saber on PSVR anyway is 311 megabytes, but that might, yeah, I know, that's crazy. I think that's just an outlier because Super Hot on PSVR is 2.92 gigs. So you could fit a nice selection of games.
Yeah, for sure.
On it, potentially.
And it's like, how many do you want to be playing at the same time?
Yeah. It's not like there's a massive 20-hour VR game yet.
Not yet, exactly. So most of the time you'd be playing through ones with story.
Even the longer ones, like probably Astrobot, that'd probably be one of the longer VR experiences. Yeah. I can't imagine that being a huge...
No. Well, it's not coming to this either way, so...
Yeah, that's true.
So you probably don't have to worry about it. But yeah, even if if that did, it's probably only tops 10, 20
10, yeah.
10 hours, 20 hours, 10, 20 gigabytes before you're done and stuff. All right, so they've got a launch list of games here. Quickly run through it. Some of these I don't know, some of these I do know, but we'll see. So you got Angry Birds VR, Isle of the Pigs, that just came out. Apex Construction, I don't know.
Apollo they got 11, Apex Legends?
Fucking hell. Apollo 11, I've played that, it's okay. Bait, don't know what that is. Ballista, don't know. Beat Saber, obviously, one of the main reasons. One of the go-to. They should just fucking give this to everyone when the VR, like someone should buy out Beat Games. No, the VR gods should just buy out Beat Games and make sure that Beat Saber's installed on every fucking VR headset from PlayStation to Oculus to Vive to Index or whatever the hell else in the future, because it is the number one game you should have on all VR platforms straight away as soon as you get one. Yeah. So that's obviously very good to be included on this. And as I said, the idea of just being able to fucking play Beat Saber without too much hustle
cords.
And fuss. Yeah, no cords, and being able to take Beat Saber,
whatever angle, wherever you want to go, wherever there's got the most room.
I can take Beat Saber to my grandparents' house and show them VR. You can take Beat Saber outside.
You mean crazy person in your backyard? Crazy.
Yeah, I'll do it. Big Stream Beta, don't know. BOGO, don't know. Bonfire, don't know. Box VR, don't know. Creed,
probably a boxing game, I'd imagine.
Maybe.
Or it could just be.
It says it's developed by Fit VXR. So yeah,
probably. Probably not the Creed box making game.
No, I don't think. Creed, I've played. That is a boxing game. Reviewed that one on ExplosionNetwork.com if you want to find it. That one's a perfectly serviceable, fun-ish Rocky game. Dance Central by Harmonix, if you're into your dancing. Dead and Buried 2, Drop Dead Dual Strike, Electronauts. I don't know. I haven't played it, but I do know. Hold on. Epic Roller Coasters, Face Your Fears 2, First Contact, Fruit Ninja VR, Guided Tai Chi. I expect you to
Tai Chi.
Tai Chi, thank you. Expect You to Die, Job Simulator. It's kind of a
staple.
Oldie bit of staple at these days, yeah. Journey of the Gods, Keep Talking and Nobody's Head Explodes. Moss. There you go. Good one to have there. Launch time. National Geographic VR Explore. What a fucking name. Nature Tracks, Ocean Rift, Oculus Browser, Oculus Gallery, Oculus TV, Oculus Video, Oculus VR. Orbis VR, sorry. I was like, Oculus VR, motherfucker, that's what we're using. PokerStars VR, Racket Fury Table Tennis, Rec Room. There's your big talk to everyone in VR thing. Robo Recall, Rush, Shadow Point, Skybox VR Video Player. I presume that's something that just lets you play like videos you can upload or something, maybe. Space Pirate Trainer, Sports Scramble, Super Hot VR, another really good title they have on there to show off VR and these sorts of things. So that's that's good. The Exorcist Legion VR, I haven't played that at all. It's like 5 episodes or something when they released it. Thumper, that's another really good one that you can sit back and play in VR. Like don't stop playing it though, because then you'll forget the controls and never finish it like I did. Tilt Brush, Ultra Wings, Vader Immortal. Another reason to fucking own this so I could play that Vader Immortal series, because that's just coming out this month, I believe, when this, like, around the same time that this launches, and it's going to be a 4 or 5 part series.
Yeah, so just wait till it all comes out, and then you can buy it.
And then I can buy one. I can play for all of Vader. Yeah.
And then you can return it.
Nope. I'll keep it for the next fucking... Well, no, because they're making a heap of the ILM VR Studios, or whatever their official name of their VR compartment of company there. They're working on a few Star Wars VR things, and none of them are coming to PSVR. So I'm like, motherfucker. There was something they was talking about, like a fucking VR Porg trainer thing or something like that. They was talking about.
Oh, well, when they mentioned the word Porg, Dylan just jumped all over it, didn't he?
I did. I certainly did. So Vader Immortal, yep. Oh, ILMX Lab. They had it right in front of me. Virtual desktop, virtual, what the fuck? Virtual reality. VR carts, VR chat, and Wanda. VR chat's the one where you may have seen screenshots where people dress up in their, like, cartoons.
That's the one with the Nigerian Knuckles.
Prince?
Nigerian Knuckles. You seen that?
Is it? No?
I think so.
What's that?
Haven't you seen
VR chats is the one where you can, like, be fucking Hey Arnold talking to the Power Rangers, talking to the whatever other cartoon characters, talking to Pikachu, whatever. Everyone just appears as all these different avatars and stuff like that. Everyone was like, Sword Art Online's here, everyone. And then they realize that it's just like a chat room, but you're just looking at other people's avatars. And it's not that exciting, really. But it's kind of cool, I guess.
Ugandan Knuckles, that's what I'm thinking of.
Okay. I was
Do you
like,
know who that is?
Nigeria? What?
Do you know who that is?
No. What is it?
Yeah. It's like a fat, round, Knuckles.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, I do know now. Yes.
Yeah.
Ash just showed me a meme that I have seen, but I didn't realize what it was called. But yes, it's that big, fat Knuckles. What? Why is it called the...
I have no idea.
Is it racist?
I think so. Probably. Most of these things are.
There probably is. I just don't.
He's got like a weird accent or whatever. So
okay, I've only ever seen the picture of it. It's like the big fat Knuckles. Anyway, but yeah, that's VR chat room or whatever. But Oculus Quest. Do you reckon if money wasn't the problem, would you be interested?
Yes, if money wasn't the problem.
All right, hold on. Let's put a border on it, because this question is: if money isn't a problem, I'll buy everything. Let's say that. let's say that you've got enough to, like, you got enough that you could get it, but then you also wouldn't be potentially, like, be able to, like, get something else. You know, like, let's say you've got it's in the realm of possibility, but it's still a decision that you have to kind of think about, I guess. But you know, like, it's something you could do without like, breaking the bank or something like that.
Yeah, that I'd have to give a bit more thought, because obviously I've got the PSVR. I've already invested in that. I've got that set up. I've got the games already. So
the stuff I was talking about doesn't interest you.
It's kind of future-proofing, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
If you get this, because then you can get on every possible VR game. You don't have to worry about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I get one, and I might in the future, maybe if there's a sale or something like down the line, if I could get the price down a little bit, I'll definitely be a lot more interested. But yeah, it's like the main reason I want one is have it as a Beat Saber machine that I can take wherever the hell I want to just play Beat Saber, because that's a fun time. And then also as something I can play everything that doesn't come to PSVR, like my Star Wars VR games and these sorts of things on. It's basically what I'd want it for. I would still play anything that I could on PSVR, because it's like I can get trophies and it's my main unit, and Oculus, I don't know how, like, I don't really know graphically how people are comparing the Oculus S to the PSVR, but I presume they're kind of in the same realm, because it's the Oculus Oculus Quest isn't going to look as good as the normal Oculus, of course, because it's not tethered to a computer or anything like that. So there are certain cutbacks when it comes to graphic fidelity. But for people like us who are playing PSVR, which is on the lower end of VR at the moment, not going to fucking worry me, you know? So I'm definitely intrigued in the future to look into it though. But yeah, it's funny how the headset that interests me the most is the complete opposite to the thing that people want the most from VR, which is better graphics and all these sorts of things where I'm like, no. It's something without cords. That's what's fucking interesting.
Yeah. I don't need to be pushed so far ahead. I just need to be able to move properly.
Yes, 100%.
If you could make it feel like I'm not strapped into a machine, then that's like...
That would be great.
That's like 90%.
Yeah.
90% that helps with the immersion. You can get over the graphics.
Yeah, fucking...
You can forgive that.
Graphics are fine. Yeah, I can. It's immersive enough. You get past the graphics once you're immersed. So another quick thing to run over when it came to VR is that Valve officially revealed their headset this past week as well. And they've named it the Index. So firstly, how do you feel about the name Index as the title of their VR headset?
It's going to be difficult to search.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to type in Index, like VR Index, I suppose, for it to come up. You can just type in Index. But if you type in Oculus, Oculus comes up. If you type in Vive, Vive comes up. But if you type in
put
Index,
in PSVR,
it comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Crazy.
It's like Index. Maybe not. It's apparently so Road to VR had up a preview article, which is what I'm looking at now, where they got a hands-on with it and stuff. So they talk about its specs and these sorts of things. So it's apparently going to ship towards the ends of June. Pre-orders are going up starting from tomorrow. I think this was only posted today, actually, or yesterday. So pre-orders are up by the time you're listening to this. Nonetheless, if you're interested, it is a low price of $1,000 US.
Bargain.
It's actually not that expensive because I think it's pretty much close to what you're looking at for your good like Oculus and that on your PC.
It seems to be of that level.
Yeah, so it's like it's so funny where it's like $1,000. Oh fuck, that's so expensive. But then if you don't know the price of the headsets, that's how much this shit costs. And that's why when people are like VR $450, $400, you know, whatever. Like when these things are on sale, I'm like, that's a fucking good price. They're like, no, it's too expensive. I'm like, you have no idea. Like that's way cheaper. Now, if you have to buy a PS4 plus the VR headset, then you obviously getting closer to that $1,000 range that you're paying for these things. But then it's like, if you want to build a VR headset PC rig, $2,000 PC, $1,000 headset, yeah, get quite fucking expensive at that stage.
I mean, how much is the highest end monitors?
Monitors?
Yeah.
Like $1,000, $2,000, I guess. Like,
yeah, so when you put it in that perspective, it's like another monitor.
Yeah, so, it's not really, but
kind of.
Here's my third monitor, guys. It's a VR headset. Nah, it's my third monitor. It's how I see my Streamlabs when I'm streaming.
Yeah. It just makes everything else more difficult.
Yeah, for sure. The article says, at the event, Valve's VR team explained that the fidelity of the VR experience is not defined by a single spec, but rather many little details that all need to be done well to achieve a high fidelity experience. As such, Valve aimed to design a headset which gets the details right. Though Valve didn't manufacture the Vive, they did contribute significant R&D to the headset and regularly referenced it as a point of comparison for Index. So we'll do the same, they say for the article. We won't go too heavy into specs because obviously it gets confusing, but the easiest thing to kind of that everyone should be able to understand is first is the displays, which surprisingly to them are now LCDs instead of OLEDs and have a resolution of 1440 by 1600 per display. That's a decent jump in resolution over the Vive, which is 1080 by 1200. And while it's on the same on-paper resolution as the Vive Pro, the move from OLED to LCD means more subpixels, which further boosts apparent resolution. Valve says there's a 50% more subpixels in the LCD displays than in an equivalent OLED display. So bigger resolution is obviously better for VR in general. Like you slowly get further and further away from that screen draw effect, and have better draw distance and these sorts of things before, you know, the blurriness and whatever else is going on. They go on to talk about some fucking technology that I don't really understand, like it's called imperpetual distance eye relief or some nonsense like this, but like which is to do with like the depth of field of the headset and these sorts of things. Whatever else. And then it says for audio, the Valve developed a very interesting solution that is likely to be copied by many headsets to come. I thought this part was kind of interesting because, PSVR 2 probably coming in the future. Will they be doing something similar? Maybe. It says they called it a near field or off-ear speakers, which is a fancy way of saying the speakers hang down next to your ears but do not rest on them. This seems unimportant, but allows Index to bring the same benefits of the audio pipe approach that we've seen in other recent headsets. They don't get in the way of putting on the headset, but with drastically better audio quality. So for listeners, obviously, imagine what you think a VR headset looks like. Just picture any of them. And then on the back where your ears are, there's like a little thing and then like two circular headset
Speakers.
type things that rest off it. So instead of having to put the headset on first and then mangle a headset on
headphones
on over that, it's just all in one unit now, which is a good idea, I feel, if it all works, which they say it does. So I could definitely see other headsets, including PSVR, kind of going the same sort of thing.
It makes sense.
It does. It's one less thing, one less cord,
one less thing to worry about.
One less thing,
as long as they don't
sure.
they're not too loud and stuff. So,
well, yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, then they go on and they're using a knuckle controller system, which some of the headsets and stuff use, and whatever. It seems to tick a lot of boxes. That I wouldn't say it's as drastically crazy as a lot of people thought Valve was going to come out the door when it came to their VR headset, because people were expecting something truly, I suppose, groundbreaking somewhat. And although it looks definitely high end and a lot better than your PSVR and these sorts of things, it's got like 4 cameras on the front for tracking, and then it's going to use these other cameras for tracking and sensor bar. It's a lot high quality and these sorts of things, but it's not complete like here's a fucking like 360 tracking thing, some completely crazy thing. But yeah, $1,000. It's definitely not for me. I think I can say for you, it's definitely not for you. But
no,
for people, it's still good to know that the VR tech is evolving constantly. Because if people stop putting out headsets, then it's bad because the tech has kind of hit a full stop roadblock kind of thing, But people are still moving, getting better at tech, evolving how it works, getting slowly better and better at being able to put out these headsets and get the better graphical quality and remove the screen draw effect and these sorts of things. So VR continues to chug along.
But I think the most interesting thing is that Valve said they're going to release a flagship VR game to go with the Index. I mean,
and everyone's going to go like,
Half-Life 3 is a VR game. Heard it here first.
It's going to be some bullshit fucking...
It's going to be the Dota card game in VR.
It'll be some bullshit like that. I can almost guarantee it now.
Or Portal.
I'll almost fucking guarantee it.
I don't know if I want Portal. Cool, I don't know if I want it because I feel like that would definitely get me sick. Like flinging yourself around the world, but not actually moving. But that'd be cool.
They still won't do that.
They won't do that.
All right, Ash, let's talk about what you've been playing.
Yeah.
Which is Fortnite.
I've been playing Fortnite, yes.
Yeah.
More specifically.
Go for God. Explain why you've been playing Fortnite.
They got this new endgame mode to tie in with the movie. Check out my review at explosionnetwork.com of the movie. It's spoilerish free.
Not Fortnite.
Yeah. Not the Fortnite endgame. Pretty much it's an interesting mode, I guess. It's sort of like 2 teams. One team's Thanos and the Chitauri, and the other side's like sort of Avenger-based heroes. The Avenger-based heroes sort of drop, and you get given one treasure map to find an item, but then there's also treasure chests scattered across the map to find if either Iron Man's gauntlets, so you can fly around and shoot laser photon blasts or whatever. Hawkeye's bow and arrow, so you can fire fire bombs, and also like a grappling thing, which is fun because you can just keep grappling yourself really far across the map. Then they've also got Stormbreaker, Thor's hammer, axe, which that's okay. And also Captain America's shield, which is also okay, I guess. Playing on that side is fine. I mean, it's not too bad. With them, their goal is to kill the other side 100 times. That's the goal. Whereas if you're playing the Jatari, you're trying to collect the 6 Infinity Stones. Each time you collect it, well, as the first person to collect the first Infinity Stone turns into Thanos. And like from before the last time they did Thanos, he's like super powerful, shoots out beams and shit. He's crazy powerful. And then as the more Infinity Stones you collect, the more powerful Thanos becomes. And then, the Jatari also get more health and that sort of thing as you get more stones. Once all the stones have been collected, the heroes which before had unlimited lives now have no more respawns. So that's the basic premise of the game, and it's just whoever ends up achieving their goal at the end. It is super chaotic. It's okay. I mean, some of the mechanics on the hero side is fun, like again flying around like freaking with the grappling hook thing for Hawkeye. That's pretty fun. But yeah, it's so chaotic that I'm no good. So, and it's really hard to going back to Fortnite after Apex, especially. I'm like walking up to stuff and I'm like, why the hell can't I climb over this? and the jump just feels wrong. I don't know. Yeah, and then it's a fun mode. It's a fun tie-in. There's a bunch of collectible things you can unlock by playing it. So, I think it's only running for another week. So,
yeah. Are you just playing it because you want the end game funness?
Yeah, I thought for this show, I figured someone should play it, seeing as it was for free, and just maybe unlock that. They've got a Quinjet glider thing, so if I ever get back into Fortnite, I'd have that. So yeah, it's fine. It's enjoyable. It's a bit different. It's a bit different to everything else they're doing. So,
did you play the first one?
No, I didn't play the first one. So
okay,
so got no reference, but
thing.
I know. Yeah, it's super chaotic. Games are pretty quick. They're probably like 10 minutes, I think, at most. So,
fucking hell.
Yeah, it's just chaos. Everybody, you're shooting from all angles and everything. It's crazy. And it's crazy going back because it's, I think, maybe 6 to almost 12 months since I've been playing Fortnite. The map is completely...
Oh, my God.
It's totally changed. There's a giant volcano in the middle of it.
You know why there's so much change? Because they're forcing their workers to work too many hours, Ash. Yeah,
I know. But I know. It's pretty good tie-in. Second best tie-in they've done after the block tie-in with Scott Camp.
Ash.
Dylan.
Why would you fuck me on this is beyond me. Thanks a lot.
What? I didn't fuck you on anything.
We cannot start talking about Borderlands 3 without first going over Randy Pitchford's now instantly copy-pasta tweet. It's fucking glorious. Okay, so we are going to dive into talking about the Borderlands 3 gameplay reveal in just a sec and give our thoughts on what we saw. But I cannot get over Randy Pitchford and his tweets and the absolutely nonsense that happened shortly after the reveal event. So in case you're not caught up, what happened was he gets on stage at the reveal event, the hour-long live stream. He says on stage that there's going to be no microtransactions in the game. Everyone cheers. In fact, he kind of rubs it in the face of free-to-play games a little bit, I feel. Did you?
I did not believe for a second there was not going to be any microtransactions.
Oh, no one believes. Anyone that knows Randy Pitchford doesn't believe a fucking word that comes out of his mouth. Really? Come on.
No, not to jump too far ahead, but when they showed that shot of like the box thing you can go into to change your skins and that sort of thing, I'm like, they're going to put microtransactions in that. Don't lie to me. That's built for microtransactions.
For sure, yeah. But he gets on stage, says, we don't like those free-to-play games. Our game's not going to have any of that crap in it. And I'm like, I don't know why you feel the need to start shitting on free-to-play games. Like, there are good free-to-play games and there are bad free-to-play games. It feels like a very strong stance to kind of take that all microtransactions of free-to-play games are
I get the
bad.
feeling he said the wrong thing. He meant to say loot boxes. But now he's backed himself into a corner where he can't unsay it.
So if he said that, it would probably make sense. But nonetheless, he says no microtransactions on stage. Following after the presentation, Game Informer speaks to someone involved with the game, not Randy. They say that there's going to be cosmetic microtransactions in the game. So Game Informer, doing their job as game reporters, write up a news story that says that, hey, as much as Randy Pitchford didn't say that there's going to be microtransactions in the game, there will in fact be cosmic microtransactions. And I didn't take their news story as now Borderlands 3 is shit because it's got microtransactions. They were just like, hey, just to clarify, in case anyone's actually interested, that's not true. The game will have microtransactions. Randy then responds with that thing that I just opened this segment with, which I just closed. And I should get to a stage where I can just say it off the top of my head, because it's like one of the fucking funniest things I've ever seen in my life is his is that response. How could you do me like this? He then goes on a tirade, pretty much, ending up in a 18 tweet lengthy Fred aimed at I can't remember his name, sorry, but the editor or one of the editors at Game Informer, where he's like, "You're calling me liars. I clearly said there's no microtransactions," and people are in the replies obviously pointing out to him, going, because Randy's still on his high horse, saying it's not it's not microtransactions. It's paid like costumes. It's not the same. It's free to play microtransactions. And he's just digging himself into a weird hole where he reckons there's such a difference between free-to-play microtransactions and his game, which is going to feature cosmetic microtransactions. But I don't know if you want to open up your dictionary here, but micro means small, and transaction means transaction. What's that? I see all these people on Twitter today just being like, yeah, but can we clarify what the difference is between a loot box microtransaction and the microtransactions he's talking about? And I'll tell you the clarification. If they are small incremental amounts of money, they're microtransactions.
No. This is cosmetic DLC. It's not microtransactions. Cosmetic DLC.
That's going to cost $2 for a costume?
Yes.
So you could call that a microtransaction.
You could, but we're choosing not to. Hit me up.
Yeah.
Hit me up 2K.
What do you make of this nonsense? From two parts, because I think there's two angles for it. A, his nonsense about this not being microtransactions, and then B, his just general attitude of attacking Game Informer and calling them out and stuff.
Both are very shitty and don't look good for Borderlands.
No.
You're meant to be the top guy at
Gearbox.
Whatever. Yeah. You're meant to be the head honcho, the people everybody's got to get behind, but you're kind of embarrassing everybody in your company the way you've acted today.
100%.
Nobody looks good. No, you don't look good coming out of this. There was no way you were going to look good going on a tirade specifically targeting a person. If you had issues with them, maybe behind the scenes, maybe, send them a private message, but to blow it up into a thing wasn't a very good look.
No.
And I think a lot of people have lost a bit of respect for you today.
Well, I think a lot of people already have. Like, someone in the replies to the thing I just saw, I said, "I can't believe anybody would accuse you, the developer of Aliens Colonial Marines, of misleading people during the marketing of the game." Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Randy Pitchford is in no position to tell anybody anything, especially after that USB stick incident.
There's a lot of USB sticks being made. So,
and of course, to quote the tweet again that you couldn't find, "Why you guys fuck me on this is beyond me." Thanks a lot.
It's glorious. So he followed that up with, "Come on, guys, shitty clickbait headline." I'd like to read the headline word for word just so I can clarify something, because I think this is anything like a clickbait headline. Game Informer's tweet says, "Despite Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford's comment about no microtransactions in Borderlands 3 during today's live stream, we've been told cosmetic items are still purchasable." Does that sound like clickbait?
No, that sounds like a paragraph, so I don't think it's a headline.
I was like, do you even know what a clickbait headline is? A clickbait headline for this story would be like,
you'll never know what is going to be in Borderlands 3.
Exactly.
And then you click the link, it says microtransactions.
Yeah, I feel like this is the opposite of a clickbait headline. Then he said, literally seconds before I said that, I made it very clear we're going to do more cosmetic stuff like we did in Borderlands 2. You know, I was talking about premium currency and loot boxes kind of stuff not being in our game. Then that was followed with the why would you fuck me on this thing. So the guy who's tweeting the Game Informer person was Andy McNama. Oh, Jesus. Editor-in-chief of Game Informer. And then he at one stage just tweeted out, you know, in my opinion, you can't say no microtransactions when there's microtransactions and then be angry. We made a tweet focusing on that angle. Apologies you don't like the despite at Randy Pitchford. It clarifies what we feel is a misleading comment, which the story lays out. The thing that kind of annoyed me most about this is because, once again, I just feel like it was a shitty thing of a developer kind of trying to rally up, like, come raise up gamers, let's turn against the journalists and, you know, all that, that sort of angle, which I'm not for at all. Like, we've been through Gamergate. I don't need Gamergate 2, these sorts of things. And I really don't like when developers do this sort of angle, like, you guys are lying, I never said that, it's clickbait, your website's trash, you know, like that sort of angle that, like, Randy was coming at. And such a hill to die on, because all he had to say is, oh yeah, I misspoke. What I meant is there will be no loot boxes or anything like that. But yes, there will be cosmetic microtransactions. And everyone would have turned around and gone,
oh, okay.
And moved on with the fucking day. But instead he went on a tirade and dug a hole. It's fucking hilarious, really, how bad this is. And he mustn't have anyone that's able to, like, a PR person that's able to be like, you know, this is like the Donald Trump of fucking game developers.
He locked himself into a room where no one could get to him.
Someone should have taken his fucking phone off his hands, because like, as much as there was a certain narrative on Twitter after that event of people just talking positively about the game, which I reckon we'll both get into. I don't know your thoughts, but mine are positive from what we saw, right?
Yep.
But then at the same time, on the other side of my Twitter, between all the positive impressions for Borderlands 3, there is a lot of people just talking about his tweets and how shitty they are. And they are shitty. They're funny, but they're shitty. You know? So, and I just thought it was worth bringing up, A, because it's funny, and B, also, once again, I don't like this behavior from developers or anyone where they're doing the whole gamers rise up fucking bullshit against press and journalists trying to just do their fucking job by reporting a news story. Like, I mute a lot of clickbaity websites, right? I just mute them on my Twitter because I don't want to see their shit. Game Informer isn't a fucking clickbaity web. Like, what a weird hill to die on. But let's dive in to actually talking about the game now that that's out of the way, and we can get on to the more positive stuff. So they did do a live stream for Borderlands 3. It was it an hour and a half or an hour? It was just an hour.
It was like
an
hour. It was like 50 minutes.
It was like an hour and change, yeah.
There was
kind
like
of funny.
pre-show stuff.
Pre-show and after-show kind of funny. So
the actual gameplay stuff was like 58 minutes.
Yeah, like 58 minutes. And so it's like you can watch that, and then they put out a gameplay trailer. I put that in quotation marks because it was the official gameplay trailer, which is like 3 minutes, is mostly just kind of what we've seen before. It's not really much gameplay. It's just
there
more
wasn't much. It wasn't a very good trailer.
No, I think it's the worst of the three by far, and it's I don't feel that trailer sells what they showed in the actual live event at all. So that was quite disappointing. But nonetheless, the live event.
The other thing they did that was probably really smart is they brought like 200 streamers in at the event, and then after the event, got them to actually stream the game to their followers. So
smart, but I have some opinions on.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if I have an opinion. It's one of those things you look at, and like Randy's on stage, and even in his tweets, he's like, "How can you say this after we've had the most open preview event we've ever had in history?" And I know that there was certain outlets, like proper journalistic outlets, obviously they're covering the game as well. But he's saying, like, we've brought in all these people to cover our game, streamers and stuff. To me, most of, if not all those people, because they're just, they're streamers, they're not They're not journalists. They're not hardened. They're probably not in the position where they'll be actually willing to say the game shit if they even thought it was. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I worry about. If this is, I know we're heading in the direction of content creators and Twitch
obviously
kind
take their opinion with a grain of salt. They've obviously been sent to LA. I know a bunch of Australian streamers were paid to go to LA for the event. So you always take that stuff with a grain of salt as long as they declare it as fine. So.
Yes, I just feel like it's like paying streamers to be promotion for you, right?
Yeah,
you know, it was very good. EA does it, has been doing it for the last couple of years.
For Apex.
They did it for Apex, but they also have been doing it at E3 with their EA Play thing. You know, they get in a whole bunch of celebrities and other people come in, and then they're like, "This game's the shit. It's fucking sick." Every single time there's a Battlefield event, everyone's in there playing it, Snoop Dogg and shit. This game's so good. You know, it just hypes people up, but it's not actually like critical opinions on the product, which is good for the company, obviously. It's good promotion.
Well, the streamers aren't offering a review of the game, so they're just doing playing a piece. So.
No. Yeah, I'm not trying to like shit on them. I just think it's an interesting...
it's a marketing move.
It's a marketing move, and it's an interesting place we're in now where you can basically hire free marketers for your game by bringing in a bunch of streamers and stuff, you know? Like, the audience and reach they would have got with the various people they brought in across different countries and the different audiences and that sort of stuff. It's smart as fuck, but it's just like, holy hell, we're opening a new can of worms of marketing and people being aware of, like, what's been shown and what they're being told. Like, I guess there's anything I worry about. You know what I'm saying? It's like back in the old days where you'd hear stuff about a lot of Game Press events. Like IGN would go to events and you'd hear weird stories about, you know, goodie bags worth $5,000 and these sorts of things. And you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to like persuade good opinions and these stuff. Even if they're like, oh no, I don't know how that $5,000 got there, but game's great, isn't it? You know, like I sort of worry about that mentality, like going a bit like. Nonetheless, smart marketing. I can't really. Whoever I had the idea to do it, it's smart. I 100% believe that's pretty much what we'll start seeing more of for the future from a lot of companies. You know, because EA is already doing it, as we just said. They're doing it now. I wouldn't be surprised if more and more companies do it in the future as well. But the game itself, right? So we got 50 something minutes of gameplay. It starts out rather simple, a little bit. Just past the opening prologue, I guess, opening cutscene type of scenario. You meet up with Claptrap, you go in, you get some guns, do some shooting. Then they skip ahead a couple times to different locales. They show us the homeworld ship. They introduce us to a bunch of characters, new characters as well as returning characters. Overall, it was a rather wide range, plethora, I guess, of things to go over. I've got in front of me something to run down in a minute, which is IGN put up an article titled 50 Borderlands 3 Details Reveal. So I'm kind of in a minute, I'll just go over the main cool tidbits off that list. But before we do that, what were your general thoughts watching the gameplay reveal?
It looks like another Borderlands game. And looks like it played like another Borderlands game. Claptrap was hit and miss with his jokes, but I guess it just depends on your sense of humor. But yeah. I mean, it looks good. I think, it's definitely going to be one of the games we keep an eye on for the rest of the year that we're pretty hyped up about. So, pretty solid showing.
I definitely get, it's like, especially that first 15 minutes or whatever, it's just like, okay, it's more Borderlands. You know, like, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's like that initial 15 so minutes on Pandora. Before there's a couple new tidbits here and there of things, but it's just like, it looks like Borderlands, enemy types, Borderlands, the humans, Borderlands. Like, it's just a lot of, hey, look, everything's Borderlands. That's what's
Borderlands.
Yeah, remember Borderlands? The one Claptrap thing that actually made me kind of do a slight silent little chuckle was when he's going down the hill there and he's like, gotta be real quiet. It's like, I'm sneaking, being so quiet, and I go across here, and he's like, does that whole song, and he gets down to the bottom there and just blows up a fucking crate to give you the first gun. That was quite funny. I thought that worked for me. Overall, I thought it was good. I was definitely more intrigued once they introduced the new world stuff, more so than just like the Pandora stuff. The villain so far, from what we saw, I was like, it's a Borderlands villain. You know, it's like
Yeah, they're just
crazy
there
characters. And,
talking to you and never really doing anything.
Never actually there doing anything. But, you know, overall, it looks fun to play, and I suppose that's the main hook and cool thing about Borderlands. And I definitely, it's definitely more on my radar now that we know it's what I actually 100% thought it was going to be, which was a Destiny, more in line with a open, what do we call these things now? A connected
games
world?
of service.
Games of service type thing. This is just a normal old Borderlands game. I was actually a little bit surprised, honestly. I still expected there to be some element of that, but it's not. It's just Borderlands game. Offline co-op, online co-op, split screen co-op. It's got all the things. So
everything.
That's quite good. Micro desert.
Yep. They've got emotes.
They do have emotes.
Now.
They got to keep up with the emotes. Just make sure you don't put in certain ones, or people will sue you. So run down this list from IGN. This list was put together by Colin Stevens over at IGN. So Borderlands 3 drop-in co-op features loot instancing and level scaling. So I thought this was quite cool and definitely an improvement over past games, which is that someone can join your game, they have their own loot. Which may not sound crazy because it's the same as in like Division and Destiny, but compared to other Borderlands games, the loot would always be shared and someone could just steal it. Also, it was always the thing of like, if you're playing co-op, like, do you need this? No. What's the gun? Do you want? It's a sniper with this kind of stats. Do you want this? No. Okay. Yeah. Like, it was a conversation constantly. You can leave. You can still play like that for a classic mode, they said, but I think this is just a much more friendly way to play these games, where people's you have your own loot. And also, if you join the level scaling thing, so the enemies will scale up in the gameplay. They show level 5 is the main player, and then they switch to a level 25 player dropping in, and they go over and they look at the loot, which the level 5 player had at level 5, the level 25 player, it's the exact same guns. Some stats are slightly changed, but they're level 25. And all the enemies they're shooting at level 25, which I find interesting because I don't understand fully how it works when it just...
I mean, it's the damage scales as well.
It's like everything scales up perfectly, so it just works, I guess. Like the level
it's just
5,
math, I guess.
Yeah, it's maths. It is kind of cool how it works, though. Like, you're both having the same sort of challenge, but one person can be literally 20 levels above you with way cooler and better guns, but you can still have the same sort of not
challenge,
pushover type thing, which you would have if you played in the classic mode, because then if you join your low-level friend's game, all the enemies would be low level, and you could just mow them down if you dropped in as a high-level character.
High level, yeah.
So that's all cool. So we got this ship called the Sanctuary 3, which lets you travel to planets. They didn't say how many planets or anything like that. We know of at least 2, which was Pandora and then
the Hyperion homeworld.
The Hyperion homeworld, which is where you're going to bump into Reese and stuff, which we did find out was being voiced by the guy who voices Noctis in Final Fantasy 15 as well.
That doesn't sound like Troy Baker.
No, he put out a nice tweet though, where he was like, Troy did a great work with this character. Like, I love everything he's done. I definitely don't sound like him, but I hope to do it justice. Like, I was like, at least he's owning it, like, because he obviously saw how upset people were getting about Troy not being in it. So that was quite cool. So they show those 2 homeworld planets. How big the planets are, I don't really know. We don't know. It's like, is Pandora going to be as big as Pandora always was, or like, I doubt it, because that would be fucking huge, I guess. But there's like, how much smaller is Pandora going to be if you're going to all these different places? They said it's definitely the biggest Borderlands game, but we don't know how many planets there is. But either way, going to be traveling around on a ship called the Sanctuary 3, and it's the ship's very reminiscent of Mass Effect, I guess.
Yeah,
is the
it's
easiest way to...
Quite large.
Yeah. Got a big ship, your crewmates on there, people you can buy stuff from, Mad Moxie and stuff like that. Activities to do, you can talk to people, weapon training stuff, collect loot you've lost, all these sorts of things. Play slots, I thought it was quite cool idea.
Yeah.
Just have this little home world and stuff like that. It really did remind me of Mass Effect though, because it is the whole thing of like, you go to the bridge, go to a planet. I like the way it travels too. Like it doesn't cut out of the gameplay. It just like you select where you want to go, and you'll see it like your ship enters hyperspace or whatever they call it in the game, and then you drop out, and then you're over the new planet. But it doesn't like cut to a cutscene or a loading screen or anything like that to get you there. So I enjoyed that. But yeah, like Mass Effect, you have to then walk down to the hanging bay or whatever to be able to drop down onto the planet and stuff like that. Really makes you feel like it's a journey or whatever. I presume you'll be able to get there pretty fast once you get used to it, just by jumping for a bunch of shortcuts and those sort of things, I guess. Yep. But yeah, did you got anything? Sanctuary seemed fun.
The best thing is they've got pipes that say coolant, and then other pipes that say heathland.
Is that the joke that worked the most for you in the whole game?
Yeah, that's a pretty good joke.
It's a pretty good joke. Yeah. So on the fast travel front, because you do have several planets now, you're going to be able to travel between obviously different points on the planets, but also to other planets, which I think that means confirms you don't actually need to go back to the ship every time to go to a different planet. You can just like fast travel from one planet to another, like goalpost wise or whatever, but we'll see, I guess. They've added in sprinting and climbing.
Cool. Very good. Definitely important.
Or sliding and climbing. Sorry, not sprinting. Sliding and climbing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit more nimble.
Yeah, get those Apex features in.
Yeah, it's the first. You can't help but not think about fucking Apex every time you do it. It's quite funny. Enemies. They've added a bunch more like environmental effects in this one, which it's funny because of the art style, even though there's stuff that certainly looks better than previous Borderlands games. I think just because the art style means that even without the 4K upgrade to Borderlands 1, it still wouldn't have looked completely trash because it's got such a distinct art style, which means that even though this is the newest version, it certainly looks better than the previous two. It's not like a huge generational upgrade, I feel, because the art style stands out enough, if you know what I'm saying. It's kind of like playing it's like you're playing a Nintendo game on your Switch or something, and because the art style's so distinctive and part of it, it's like even if they made it in 4K, there wouldn't be that much difference just because the art style is its own thing. So, but they've said that some of the biggest upgrades, I guess, for this one is the stuff like enemies can catch on fire. You can destroy cover in this one. It's got degenerate. What's the fucking
destructive
word? Yeah, sure. Destructible environments, I guess. Somewhat. Yeah. You can shoot cover enough times that it'll crumble down and go away. So that's cool. Also, that can happen too, which means it's going to force a lot more movement between you and the enemies and stuff like that. So that's cool. You can melee explosive barrels and stuff to like shoot them towards stuff and then blow them up to do a whole bunch of environmental effects. You can shoot oil on the ground and like cause it to catch on fire and these sorts of things. So that's cool. They said they added a whole bunch more bosses, which I think is definitely good because the bosses are always some of the crazier funner stuff in the Borderlands game, and what's just fucking go crazy with mini bosses. More mini bosses, the better, sure. Yeah. They're guns. So each gun is now going to have a alternative fire mode, and I presume that they would run just like your normal Borderlands gun, so everything will kind of be randomized and weird and crazy and these sorts of things. But they talked about how you could have a gun that's like main fire mode is fire, its alt fires ice. The first pistol they pick up in the demo thing, I think, was like it shoots normal bullets first, but then it was like homing missiles or something, homing rockets or missiles of some sort, the alt fire mode. So at all points in time, you're going to have like several, like double the amount of guns on you, I guess. Yeah. Because everything's going to have an alt fire mode. So if your
gun can fire two different ways, you technically have two different types of guns.
Yeah, have two more guns on the go. I thought that was cool. Definitely adds to the zaniness, I guess, of Borderlands, which is known for its millions and billions of guns and variations and stats and these sorts of things. So just adding alternate fire modes and being able to have fun, crazy things happen with those definitely seems like fits into the Borderlands stuff. They also talked about the other guns. I can't remember the guns that run out. I can't remember the fucking name of them now. And I can't be bothered scrolling this thing to find it. But they're the ones that you can chuck out, and you see in the original trailer where they're like got legs and they're walking and these sorts of thing. So that's also quite fun. There's like a gun in that demo. They show this gun just like bouncing around and freaking walking around shooting stuff. It's quite fun. You can all your skills in there. So you have all three free action skills unlocked from the start. Starting from level 3. Sorry. And then you'll be able to, except for Zane, who has option to equip the secondary skill instead of the grenades. So that kind of makes that character stand out a bit, I guess. I don't really need to go over all their skills because I don't feel like there's too much to say, I guess, about them. But this stage, I mean,
I'm surprised they didn't show them all off. That was the other thing.
Yeah, they only showed off, 2 characters?
Yeah.
Like
Zane and the Siren character.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if they switched to different characters when they went to the Hyperion Homeworld, but I don't think so, yeah. Must have been the same ones. So the villains are the leaders of a cult called the Children of Pandora or whatever. Lilith and no, not Lilith. Fuck, that's the good person.
That's a good person.
I can't remember her name now.
The Calypso twins, Troy and Tyrene. Twins.
Thank you. It seems like the judging of what we saw in the gameplay stuff, it seems like the girl's the leader. Would you say?
Yeah. She's the more dominant one.
She definitely, she was the one doing all the talking, and then I think the brother only had like one line quickly. So it definitely seems like, which is good because every other, like obviously we had Handsome Jack, and it's like, I feel like if the male twin was the kind of the leader of them, it would just be too much more like, okay.
Too similar.
Too similar, I guess, yeah. So that's cool. Lilith and the Crimson Raiders return, and they're kind of the group you're joining up in this one. There's a whole bunch of returning characters like in Zero, and all these are, I can't even remember all names now. Jaden listening is getting so sad right now. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Zero's the only cool one anyway. And I don't really know. I feel like there's anything. Is there anything I've missed that you can think of, I guess, that stood out to you?
No, not really. Yeah. I feel, most of it's just like small in-game things that are different. Nothing no revelation. No revelations.
You got them.
Let's go with that.
Later in that IGN article, it does say like IGN discovered a gun that fired cheeseburgers. So that's a thing.
Yeah, I did see that on the internet.
But it's like, cool. There's not much else to say about it, really.
Yeah, there's going to be some crazy guns. Expect a lot of GIFs and clips when it comes out. Yeah,
for sure. I didn't watch any of did you check out any of the people streaming at all?
No.
Because I was at work, so watched it. Watched the gameplay, did the important thing. I suppose the most important question is, now that we've seen 2 trailers spread out over several events and then the gameplay event. Oh my god. Do you reckon are you keen just to check out more as it releases, like trailers and stuff, or are you like, I think I might pick this up? Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm pretty keen on picking it up. So as long as Randy Pitchford doesn't do anything else crazy, so
fucking Randy Pitchford. Yeah, Randy
other thing they pointed out is there's like when you buy one of the deluxe editions or whatever, you get like an XP boost or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
I missed this.
You get like in one of the deluxe editions of Borderlands, you get like a XP boost thing.
Why?
Because that's what happens in deluxe editions of stuff.
Well, you just level up past everyone fast. I don't know. It seems kind of boring.
It's probably just like a boost at the start, but anyway. That opens the door to equipable XP and loot drop boost mods as part of the deluxe edition.
So that opens up to those being sold in game. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, that's what I thought you was going.
But are not microtransactions.
They would not be microtransactions, Ash. They would be purchasable boosts.
Game altering DLC.
Yeah, game altering DLC.
Girlfriend mode DLC. That's what it is.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, fucking. Anyway. I think I'm keen, unless Randy goes on a fucking Twitter storm and just pretty much tells every outlet in the world to go fuck themselves, and then I'll be like, I don't know, Randy.
Yeah.
Can I play this without just thinking about you saying, I can't believe you fucked me like this? Oh, dear. Oh, Randy. It's funny, though, because I was getting quite interested after the original trailer and stuff, after that came out. I was like, oh, cool. Like, I might finally, I did buy that Borderlands 2 VR thing. I've only managed to put in like an hour, though, so I haven't really talked about it anyway, but I did do that. I did dive in for like an hour. Just so everyone knows. VR Borderlands. I have been to Pandora, Ash.
Cool.
You're not jealous?
No.
Alright, fair enough. Anything else you want to say?
Why would you guys fuck me on this is beyond me. Thanks a lot.
God. Oh my god. Thank you for joining us this week on The Couch. Make sure you check out explosionnetwork.com for all our other reviews, news, articles, and much more. Rate Arcade Couch on Apple Podcasts to help out the show, or simply share it on social media with your friends. You can follow Explosion Network on Twitter at ExplosionPod, or you can join our Discord at explosionnetwork.com/Discord. You can follow me on Twitter at Vivaladil, Vivaladil. You can follow Ash on Twitter at AshleyHobby, ASHLEYHOBLEY. And see here, same time, same couch. But why would you guys fuck me on this is beyond me. Thanks a lot.
Every trophy counts, or at least that's what Dylan would like you to believe. Join him and me every Tuesday when a shiny new episode of Platinum Explosion dings into podcast feeds. The #1 PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias breaks down all the latest in PlayStation-related news, releases, trophy lists, and much more. Just search your podcast app for Platinum Explosion and subscribe for free now.